Through a hurricane, open road and I'm ready to roll. Put the pedal down right away. Red running, I'm giving it more. City lights are burning right behind me. Top down, I'm pushing it to the floor.
We are here, we're back, and we got some more great StarCraft games coming up here in just a little bit. My name is Nick Plott, and with me is Lil Susie.
Hi, my name is Susan Kim, otherwise known as Lil Susie. We are here. What a great set of games we had on Sunday, Nick. You know what? If any of you guys missed the games from Sunday, they're totally unconventional. Go ahead and check us out at gomtv.net. All the VODs are up there. From what I hear, there's no broken links. Go enjoy them because they were quite a lot of fun to cast.
Yeah, no kidding. I really enjoyed them. And we're also going to have some interviews with some of the players coming up on the site as well, which were conducted by Susie. They're great. I've already seen them. Definitely check those out. I think they should be up in the next day or two here whenever we're done doing the editing and stuff like that. Let me go ahead and tell you guys a little bit about the games we're going to be seeing today. We got... For the first game, we got Oregon versus Calm, and that's Terran versus Zerg. Next, we've got Hero versus Barracks, going to be a Protoss versus Terran. After that, we're going to have Harry versus Endless, Terran versus Protoss, another one. And finally, we'll have a Zerg versus Protoss, Go Rush versus Mingu. It should be a pretty interesting game.
It's been a while since Go Rush has been televised.
Yeah, that's true.
It's been quite some time. Well, first off, I guess I'll tell you a little bit about the players then. Oregon, who I think that's his new name for the pro gaming for the major leagues.
So, yeah.
He used to be known as Piano, so a lot of you guys may know him as that. He did really well in the minors, in the non-pro leagues. However, he's kind of been stalling as a pro gamer, so we'll see how he does this time around. See, what are some big names that we know? Go Rush, Mingu, and Calm we've heard of quite a bit here.
Especially Go Rush. He's quite famous. If you haven't seen him play before and you're a Zerg player, he's definitely somebody to study. I really think his strategies are quite good. And he's also, I believe, the winner of the first World Cyber Games. So, a very accomplished player.
Actually, you know what I heard about Sunday's game? Remember that game with Toss Girl and Modern? Well, so apparently the public didn't think that Toss Girl was going to win at all. So what happens? She wins 2-0, and now she's the front page of all the major gaming websites. What does that mean? It means, what's that mean for Modern, though?
He gets a lot of attention, I guess.
He does get a lot of attention. However, Tosco has been making some big splashes around. Guess what, Nick?
What?
I have some amazing news I would love to share with Gom TV.
Oh, please.
KESPA has sanctioned the Averatec-Intel Classic Season 2. And here we go. It's a huge deal because, look at this. We have this amazing tournament coming along that we've started on Sunday. KESPA said, you know what? You guys are definitely worth it. We will sanction you, and here we are.
Awesome.
It is pretty awesome.
I actually knew that ahead of time. That wasn't a surprise to me. I was just pretending like I didn't know that, like that was going to be news. That is so baller. We're sanctioned by KESPA, man. That means all of our games go into the official ranking system, which makes our tournament even more legitimate.
We're legit. We're fun. And we're in English. I mean, you can't ask for more than that. As you guys just saw, the finals are on January the 18th. So from now until then, you'll be seeing Tasteless and I cast all these games.
A lot of games.
Hopefully, they will be a lot of fun. Actually, I know they will be a lot of fun. Let's see here. So tell us about this first matchup. Let's talk about this first matchup.
Well, it's going to be a Terran versus Zerg. Our first map's going to be Colosseum. We did see some pretty interesting games. It was on Sunday. And this one should be just as interesting. We do see Terrans almost always fast expand on this map. Zerg do have the option to do a 2-hatch muta, a very aggressive style, because they do have that neutral creep that starts out right outside their entrance. So they can make a sunken colony. They don't have to go 3 hatchery. And and on some maps you are forced to go 3 hatchery because you need to get second colonies at some critical entrance of your base. So we could see some stuff like that.
We do, and we do know that Calm is the STX Zerg ace. So he, you know, and he's pretty much known for doing his Zergling all-in rush move. So we got to see what's going to go on with that. Like I said about organ, piano organ, pipe organ, he's been around for a while. He's definitely a B-team player, however, and he was a top amateur at one point. Nowadays, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if he can shine. I mean, what happened on Sunday? Sack totally, you know, ruined Shuttle and surprised everyone who gave him like a 3% chance to win. So anything can happen in these games.
By the way, we get to wear different outfits now. We complained about it. Seriously, those outfits we had on a Sunday, they were so ugly. It looked like we were in a bad Hamlet play or something. So I'm relieved that they're letting us wear something else.
Okay, let me plug them in. Again, if you are a Korean citizen and you have a Korean citizen number, you can go to gomtvstar.com. Now, the very first prize winner for this competition, if you can guess the winner for every single match in this series, which Toss Girl and Zach may have kind of altered that. But anyway, if you were that amazingly lucky person who picked the right people already, and you continue to do so, you'll win $10,000 US. All right, which is not a small sum of money. If you did happen to mess up one game, you pick Shuttle or something like that, not to fear, the best 3 on this list, they win brand new laptops from Averatec.
That's excellent.
So
definitely do that if you're Korean.
If you're a Korean citizen, we are working on doing something for
we're trying to get a contest as well.
Absolutely. So just keep tuning in, and as we're going, we'll find different things for you guys. Maybe small signed swag, or you know, we'll get to figure out.
We'll get something.
Yeah, just actually, if you guys want, just go ahead on live chat or on the website and let us know what you're thinking or what kind of things you would like to see, and we'll try to fulfill that for you.
I just noticed my mic had popped off back there. Sorry if you guys couldn't hear me. I got it back on there now.
Alrighty, so today's matchups here on the screen, we have, who do we have? Oregon versus Calm. We have Hero versus Barracks. Harry versus Endless. Go Rush versus Minggu. Oh, there it is in English.
Excellent.
Well, I said it for those who are illiterate, I guess. It's going to be the same way as it was on Sunday, where it's Colosseum first, Andromeda, and then thumbs down method for the third game, if there is a third game.
So it should be pretty exciting, these games coming up here. Now, both these guys did practice a lot for this, Oregon and Calm. And I think this map may favor Calm's style, but it's certainly possible that Oregon is prepared for that style since Calm is generally pretty aggressive. We'll see exactly what Oregon does. Maybe he will not expand as quickly as we would have anticipated. But I'm guessing for Calm, we're going to see some Utilus harassment. Utilus very strong in this map. It's going to be pretty good.
All right, you know what actually was kind of cute? I was, when we were backstage getting our makeup done, I was talking with Oregon, and I asked him, you know, do you want to say anything to the foreign community? And he looks at me and he goes, there's a foreign community? And I'm like, yes, you know, do you want to say anything? He just looked really shy and just kind of smiled at me. He's like, I don't know. So you know what? This is still new to some of these players, apparently.
Yeah, a lot of Koreans don't think that anybody outside Korea is interested in watching StarCraft. So they're kind of new to this whole thing where we're now broadcasting this to an international audience.
So, you know, we just go ahead, tune in, watch our VODs, share with your friends, just to make esports bigger and to have them be aware that, yes, StarCraft is loved by everyone. It's not just in Korea. It's absolutely all around the world.
Best game ever made. I love StarCraft. I haven't actually gotten to play enough since I've been down here in Korea. I've been so busy working and casting and stuff.
No kidding.
So I got to get back on that myself. I'll get on maybe some ICOP, start laddering or something like that.
Yeah.
And you guys should be doing the same. These games should be making you want to play a lot of StarCraft.
Absolutely. Before we start, I also want to say thank you to a lot of the StarCraft websites that feature foreign gamers, the foreign community, as opposed to the Korean leagues. Things like people like GoSuGamers.net, SE Legacy, SC2GG, absolutely, SC4All, they're another big site, ICCup.net, TeamLiquid.net, MYM, all you guys make it available and readily accessible for people on the internet who speak English.
All right, here we go. There's Oregon at the bottom right, and that gives us Calm at the top right of the map. Calm looks like he's sending his Overlord possibly in the wrong direction, which might be a little bit of a bad start for him. Now, Colosseum, again, a map where Zerg really does have the opportunity to play quite aggressively. We'll see if Calm utilizes that. My guess is he will. Now, as far as Terran goes, Terran's going to probably be in a defensive mode for the most part, at least early on. And then we'll probably transition. Excuse me, Calm's actually sending his Overlord to the bottom left, so that's not quite so far out of the way.
Okay, well, it looks here that both of these players competed last season, Season 1. They made it to the round of 64, and they both lost in the round of 64. So here they are on a new start, play against each other, and hopefully they'll make it further than they did last season.
Now also, note our Terran player is going to wall in, so he is going to be playing a little bit more defensively, rather than making the depot right next to his main base. So that's that will slow his economy down just by a small fraction, but I think it's a smart move because he does want to play defensively, especially against a player such as this one. Now, we are about to see Calm expand over here. Now, this is pretty standard. Remember, the Terran can't really rush on a map such as this one because the place where they're making the hatchery is not a location that Terran can get to quite easily. So we usually see Terran play more of an econ game.
You know,
excellent.
Excellent. Look at
Who's that
that.
baller?
Happy birthday, Team Liquid. See, even here in Korea, we've got fans who understand that the foreign market, the foreign community is important, and we got some praise going on there.
Yeah, that's great. It's good to see more foreigners showing up to these events. We are going to put some information on the website on exactly where the studios are down here. So if you ever visit Korea, you can definitely come down here and watch these games. Man, that drone barely got out of there. Well, it doesn't look like he's going to be able to get the drone in there. I don't think so, is he? It would be pretty helpful if he was able to see kind of what the Terran's doing. I think that SCV is on ice skates right now. Looks like the drone will manage to escape back there. And Terran will probably be making the command center very soon. I do believe that's a complete wall, and I do not believe that it's actually possible to get any Zerglings in there. There's the command center now. Now, getting the command center up really helps your economy, but bear in mind he's getting his other barracks and Marines up a little bit later, so that could possibly make him vulnerable to Calm's harassment. And we do know that Calm is a player who has quite good harassment. And here's the layers, so we are going to see the 2-hatch layer build, very standard for this map. Now, our Terran player wants to keep the SCV ideally alive until the layer finishes, so he can see if his opponent's going to get the Spire or is his opponent going to get the Hydralisk Den. Now, if he loses the SCV, he's probably going to presume that his opponent's going to get the Spire because that's so standard on this map. And we see the Academy being constructed. This SCV's still alive, but barely alive. Oh. Just takes him out. You know, a micro trick for how to really hunt down a worker that's inside of your base if you're a Zerg player is you actually have one Zergling right-clicked onto the SCV so that it's chasing him around, and then use the other Zerglings to, the 2 to maybe 5 Zerglings that you have there, you micro those around and try to intercept that SCV as it's running away from the one, which is automatically targeting it. Now, those Zerglings are going to be kept outside the Terran's base. He wants to make sure that no other SCVs get out.
His third hatchery is up.
And he's going to get that third hatch. Did he? I missed that. Sorry, I was actually grabbing some water. Oh, yeah, I see that now. Okay, on the minimap, there's the expansion. You're right. So he is going to get the Spire up pretty early here. Now, it's going to be up to the Terran to hold off this attack. Get as little damage done as possible. Some of you who are pretty new to StarCraft, you play Terran, might have had that experience where you get on ICUP and randomly end up playing somebody who turns out to be really good, and you just get torn apart by their Mutalisks. I mean, some of these players have incredible control. It looks like Terran's going to move out now, drive out these Zerglings, and then possibly stand outside the Zerg's base. He wants to force Zerg to make some sunken colonies. Now, the Mutalisks are on the way out. And one thing to bear in mind is that the neutral creep here makes it pretty difficult to actually get a bunch of sunken colonies up. He has one up now, so the creep will expand, so now he has the room to do it. But you got to make sure you get that creep up in time. And you know what? I don't know if the Zerg actually has enough to hold this off. I could be mistaken, but gosh, it looks like that's a lot of Medic Marine. And the angle at which he comes in, he could get that sunken colony from the high ground. Here he comes now, going for the Overlord. Backs off. Great micro there. Now the main base is pretty much undefended, but it doesn't look like he's comfortable actually attacking that just yet. Now, Oregon has to be careful because this is a small group of Medic Marine that could very easily be picked off by a number of Mutalisks, and if that number gets large enough, you can see he's already starting to do that. What was that Medic thinking? Oh,
there goes another one.
Sniped that one. What is a total sausage fest over here for these Marines right now? And it looks like, let's see here. He does have the, this is bad. Okay, let me just put it like this. This is really bad for the Terran. The Terran really didn't inflict any damage other than killing the Overlord. I think that was a big blunder, to be honest. Looks like the Muta's going to be moving towards the main now. He does have a reasonable amount of turrets set up. And he's going to try to get in there, takes out the SCV. Now he's going to be careful. I think he might have overextended himself, Khan being the very aggressive player he is. Scan to spot the Mutas. You know, I don't think the Mutalisk harassment is going to be very effective, in all honesty. Although the Terran is still a little bit behind because he lost that group of Medic Marine. That little stat screen we got at the bottom is pretty cool.
Yeah, they just implemented that. I don't think we had that last season. I think they put it in towards the end of the season or something.
Yeah, maybe in the finals. I think I remember back then.
Yeah,
I think we actually had to like open up the game code and
right.
like take that apart and to get that program to do that.
But that's a good stat. It's good to see like what the actual pros are doing and what they have.
You can really see how low their money gets when they're playing. I mean, it never gets too high. And if it does get up, I mean, look at Calm's money. Calm's money is so low. Now, he's actually taking the hive here, which means we're going to see probably, well, a pretty fast hive tech. We could see Defilers or we could see Guardians.
There's now 16 Mutalisks, I do believe.
It's really smart for him to pick off the medics because the Terran player is going to stim every time he sees the Mutalisks, and if the Terran player doesn't have that many medics, then it's very, very difficult to for the medic to have enough energy to heal everybody. And then when the real battle actually occurs, the medics are so low on energy. Wow, this is fantastic control here by our Zerg player. The Terran has got to get away from that ridge.
Wow.
He's got a lot of mutos. You can see he's hiding the other group. He doesn't want to give away that he's actually got a lot. The Greater Spire coming up as well, so he's going to have a lot of Guardians. Terran assumes that there's only one control group of Mutalisks in the map, which usually indicates that Zerg is actually attacking two Hydralisks. So right now, Calm is pretty much tricking his opponent. I don't know what.
Oh, and I think he's down to one medic now.
Yeah, he possibly has more at north. I don't know if it's a shot, but yeah, you're right. He does not have.
No, I think he's done with his medics.
That looks like. God, I don't think the Terran should be moving out like that. I mean, look at this micro. This is bad. And as Greater Spire should be done any second. Like literally in 2 or 3 seconds, that Greater Spire should be finished if my timing's right. I don't know, is Terran actually aware of this expansion of the top left? It doesn't seem like it to me. Oh, he's going to get Wraiths. That actually would counter what the Zerg's doing pretty well because Guardians, well, there's no hope for Guardians against Wraiths. Well, he's going to mark the Guardians here. I'm curious if he's going to get a Devourer, though. If that's pure Guardians, it's going to be destroyed pretty easily. Uh-oh. That could counter the Wraiths, though. And he does have an Overlord there to spot for Cloak, but I think the Overlord is going to be the center of attention during the skirmish that's going to happen at the bottom, because if you can take out that Overlord, then you can take out all the rest of those units with Cloaked Wraiths. Also note, we are going to see Ultralisk coming out here pretty soon, so he's basically skipped the entire Lurker tech to just go straight from Guardians to Ultralisks. Here are the Guardians now. And here come the Wraiths.
Here come the Wraiths.
This is going to be bad. I don't know who's going to win this. The Overlord looks like it may be pretty well defended. Oh, he's barely out of Overlord range. Oh! Oh my God. There's still one Devourer. Man, those things attack slowly. He's got to get all that spit ready in his mouth just to fire it. But that's going to slow down the Wraith. But still, I think the Guardian harassment is going to be finished up pretty soon here. One Guardian now. And with the Terran forced to get a lot of Wraiths, he's not going to have a lot of vessels to irradiate all the Ultralisks, which are going to be coming up very soon. Oh my God, that's so many Sucker Colonies. Oh, this is bad. I don't know if Oregon should be attacking this. Oh, man.
Here come the Ultralisks.
Yeah, here's the Ultralisks now. The angle at which the medic raid are going to come in here is just bad, man. Well, he's starting to carve his way in there, but there's so many Sucker Colonies back here a little bit north. There it is. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be quite enough, man. There's a lot of medic rain, though. Terran really has to get in there. I don't believe the Ultralisks have the armor upgrade yet. That might actually turn this around. These medics also don't have infinite energy, though. Barely held that off. Man, you can see Oregon kind of realizes he's lost his entire army and now needs to expand, and looks like lights out at the barracks is. Man, I think Calm is playing so well right now. I don't think it's going to be at all possible. Yeah, I think now it might be the killing blow. He may rush in there with the Ultralist and just wipe his opponent out. With Suckakan, he's going to finish over here. I don't know if this drop's going to be too effective. It should be finishing in about a second or two here. And I don't know if there was a medic in that dropship, but gosh, I don't know.
No, I don't see one.
Yeah, this is just bad. He's got to take his hatchery out, and that's not going to happen without a medic. Actually, maybe even with a medic. Oh, man, he's cleaning this up. My God.
With just more Ultralisks coming down.
Yeah.
Doesn't look very good at all.
Yeah, man, Calm is just dominating. And you can see he's trying to check to the vessels now, but he spent all that money on the Wraiths. Calm's build order just completely controlled his opponent that entire game. And, you know, Terran can't really get out of his base to get the expansion. I don't think this game's going to go on more than maybe 2 or 3 more minutes, depending on how much longer Oregon wants to drag the game out. Now, I think, well, gosh, you know, it looks like Calm's being so aggressive. He doesn't have a lot of drones. That also means his expansion on the top left won't be mined out.
No, I think this is the last push that Oregon can make here.
Yeah,
gripping his army.
I totally agree, Susie. I don't think it's going to be... He's going to irradiate these Ultralisks. I don't think his army size is going to be big enough. And you can see Zerg's expanding yet again. And you know what? If he, I don't even know if he needs defilers, but if our Zerg player attacks to a defiler, that'll just be the icing on the cake. You can see he's using his factory. Since he's doing the SK Terran build, he doesn't need a factory unit, so he's just going to float his factory out there and get a better idea of what's going on. He doesn't want to let those vessels run into any Scourge.
And here they go.
Well, he's going to push out right now. And this is it. This has to work. It might work with correct defensive matrix and irradiate. And here comes the mass irradiate. Yep. Great play there. Takes out those vessels. You can see our Zerg players isolated the irradiated Ultralisks. +2 attack, +1 armor.
Yeah, surprisingly, his army was bigger than we expected it to be. I don't know. Do you think he has a chance to win? Oh, okay, maybe not.
Yeah,
maybe not.
I don't know because of all the Ultralisks. Plus, I think maybe if he gets it at a really good angle, but I don't think that's going to happen. And actually, look at this. Zerg's just going to go ahead and counterattack because Zerg probably has so many Suckakonis. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
That is so many Ultralisks. And it's just a ridiculous amount of Ultralisks. They can barely all fit in there. And one proper Dark Swarm needs something. He's going to eat the Overlord. There we go. Wow. And you can see this is the... Okay, there's no way. Yeah. GG.
Wow.
Whoa.
I think that is the greatest amount of Ultralisks I've ever seen.
Yeah, that is a lot of Ultralisks. That was ridiculous. That looked like a UMS game. That was just crazy. Whenever we get a break here, I'm going to try to get this mic fixed. Sorry, this mic keeps popping off my shirt. It was on during that whole game, but it just popped off at the end.
It's just your muscular chest.
It's my giant muscle chest. It just pops off. Every time I see Ultralisks, I flex my pecs, and then the mic pops off.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, who doesn't do that? Well, you can see that Calm, very collected right now. And I think that at this point in time, he should be able to seal this if Oregon, also known as Piano, manages to play as poorly as he did in that last game. Calm should win this pretty easily. Now, both players have joined the game immediately, as you can see on our in-game screen here. So
Oh, actually, they can't see the in-green screen. That's
well,
your
yeah,
screen.
yeah, but they're not going to watch the replay.
Oh, no,
so,
no, no.
At all.
They're just going to keep going with
Yeah,
this.
we do allow them to watch the replay at time 16. So we actually might be starting this game a little bit sooner than normal.
All right. It looks like Gomez telling he's telling them to get ready, and they're ready to go. So
we should get this thing going very soon here.
absolutely. Well, it looks like here, statistics-wise, or according to Kespa, Calm is the stronger player. So this win shouldn't have been much of a surprise. I think he's, 45 on the Kespa ranking versus a 76. I don't know if that means anything to you, but...